Hey, Sean.
Hey, Moss.
Somebody's got a new logo. The company I'm talking about is Reddit.
I know Reddit.
Everybody knows the Reddit logo in one format or another.
The little alien
With
guy.
our little guy named Snoo.
Snoo.
Okay? People who use Reddit are really passionate about it. Like, honestly, I am 100% guilty of finding a lot of our ideas, our content, and the problems that designers face on Reddit. You know, it's just such a dedicated group of individuals, communities on Reddit, right? And they have decided to rebrand. So what happened is the company was, expanding globally with a lot of these, fast growing tech companies, right? The brand becomes fragmented, right? It looks like this in one place. It looks like another one in another. And it's just, they accumulated too many branded items. And of course, their beloved mascot, Snoo, right? He's been adapted in so many iterations that it's just like, you know what? We better bring this together. Right? So they recognize the need for a more unified brand strategy, and their claiming is to unify their brand. But I also think it's because rumor has it they're going for an IPO this year, right? They want to become a public company. Usually, when companies want to go and be valued for billions and billions and billions of dollars, they want to make sure that they're all clean and polished and they look like $1 million. Reddit approached the one and only Pentagram.
Oh my God!
For a comprehensive brand refresh. They went to Pentagram to seek a more integrated, more intuitive, more global brand identity system. Worries me a little bit.
I don't like this.
Right? Because again, it's like, it's Pentagram, and I don't know if Pentagram are Reddit users too much. Okay?
See Calendly.
Yeah. Right. Yes. See Calendly. So this is the outgoing logo. Everybody knows, everybody recognizes the new logo. Boom. Okay. So take it all in. Take it all in. It's interesting. Okay. They're using a big blocky font, but, the lowercase kind of makes it a little bit more easier to take in. Okay. Snoo, looking like we're going back to the skeuomorphism, of early Apple, right? They've got speech bubbles in the D's, and they really, really owned the orange. You got a shocked look on your face, Sean.
I was totally gonna hate this, but I kind of like that.
So
I love those thought bubbles in the D.
Okay, so at first glance, the thought bubbles pretty fucking smart.
Yeah.
Okay. Then of course, Snoo, the 3D updated look. Not too bad, like he's looking kind of friendly. He's looking a little bit more in life, right? Yeah. And then they got the thought bubble, or the speech bubble, because there's speech bubbles, right? That he's in right now, right? Yeah. So I mean, again, we've got a couple things going on here, right? Now, whether they are right or wrong, we can't say for sure, right? Let's look at the word mark. Okay. So the word mark. The font is a big, chunky font, but it's not as big and chunky as some of the things that we've seen out there, right?
This is true.
So we've seen a lot of blanding efforts lately. People are like dumbing things down, and I don't think that they did this with the Reddit logo. Okay, the Reddit logo, I love the lowercase. Yeah. Okay, I've always been a big fan of just lowercase. Yeah. And then of course they got the speech bubbles.
Speech bubbles,
or no, they're chat bubbles.
Chat. Oh yeah, okay? Sorry. Yeah.
Chat bubbles within the D's of the Reddit. Now they took this a step further and they created an entire Reddit Sans font out of it, okay? And if you go through the font, right, you'll not only do they have all the different weights, but then you'll see that they use those, the speech bubbles within, or the text bubbles within the message bubbles. Yeah. Why can't I get this right?
I fucked you up by saying that. It's not a thought bubble.
The message bubbles. They've also used it on a lot of the other letters in there, right? They used it on their lowercase a's, on their D's, on their B's. So it is kind of continues through their whole brand.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when we take it a step further, we have, the message bubble also, encapsulating Snoo. Yeah. Snoo's a character that everybody knows and loves and ties in with. But they've taken Snoo and they've given him that 3D morph, that 3D look, right? They've made him look a lot more, like animated, real, kind of like the Android. Yeah. Love him or hate him, he's adorable.
He's so cute.
And what they've done is they've animated him. You know, if you go onto the Pentagram website, he looks great. He's in positions, right? He has thumbs now, which apparently was a big deal because Snoo never even had fingers, or he had nothing.
Got little faces.
Expressions throughout the site. Okay, so now you can see him smiling, sticking out his tongue. He's being playful. So they've really amped up, the not just the brand but the character, right? Yeah. They're creating something and making Snoo that someone that everybody already loved, but now they're like taking it a step further.
Right.
Okay. So this is where we're sitting with the new Reddit brand. So from the outside looking in, it's pretty nice.
It's pretty nice.
Okay, so it's pretty nice. So you're like thinking, who could hate on this? And if I had no connection with Reddit at all, okay,
which I don't necessarily. I'm familiar with it. I'm not on it all the time, but
I mean, from a design standpoint,
yeah,
it's a pretty big improvement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But when you start reaching out or hearing what some of the regular Reddit users have to say about this, there's a lot not to like about this. It becomes very obvious that this is something that a company like Pentagram would create.
Yeah.
And we've seen this with some of their other projects, okay?
Yeah.
Love Pentagram, brilliant designers. Did they miss the mark on here? Well, some of the things, of course, that people are saying is that Snoo now looks like a Nickelodeon character that their toddler would watch.
Right.
Okay? Now, again, Reddit users, they're not kids. Okay, Reddit users are older. A lot of them are, they're coders, they're engineers, they're professionals. They're people that aren't surfing and looking for this glamorous UI experience. They just want to go to these, conversations and hit them up, right? Yeah. One of their users said is, whoever made this forgot what site they were designing for. This is when I started realizing, holy shit, message bubbles? There isn't a single fucking message bubble anywhere on their site because Reddit isn't a quick messaging service. It's like it's a forum, right? It's not a messaging app.
Yes.
And so by using and pulling this little messaging bubble everywhere, it completely misses the mark on who uses Reddit and what the whole platform is about.
Right.
Now, again, you want to talk about, did they miss the mark on how it's being used? That's how it looks on the website. The Reddit logo is a tiny little logo in the top left corner of their website. The skeuomorphism of Snoo is completely lost. It just kind of looks like this little muddled little guy in the top left-hand corner, and now he's not easy to read, okay? And the little bubbles inside the D's, which I agree, I thought were really clever.
You can't see that there.
You can't see that at all.
Not even close.
So a huge part of their whole campaign, their push, their brand that they built out is completely lost. And again, nobody obviously from Pentagram went to the website and took a look at how it's actually looking, right?
Yeah.
People said, plain and simple, right? The logo's invisible at smaller sizes. What's the point? The Reddit logo now reminds me about messaging apps, right? And that's not what Reddit is, right? Yeah. Again, everybody's really pissed about the speech bubble. And sadly, somebody actually said about, really cute little Snoo, which I agree, he's adorable. They're like, ooh, they Android-fied it. And again, they tried to follow a trend, right?
Yeah.
So, again, I'm really torn on this one. I'm tied to the Reddit brand.
Yeah.
I use the product, on a regular basis. And I think from a design standpoint, I love the fact that they've replaced that, vague rounded with this beautiful font. I think they did a good, and I think it was clever, and then even what they did. But did they miss the mark?
This looks great, but nobody went to the website to actually see what the hell Reddit was.
And I think
this is elitist. This is an elitist design firm.
Yes,
designing something for
themselves,
regular people.
Maybe. I don't think
they're doing this. They're doing this what they think it should look like.
It should look like, and how the world should look.
A practical application. None of this works.
All it would have took is a little bit more research. And again, we're big proponents of doing the research. So the big question is, did they actually do their job and do this to look for the end users, to create something that was for the users, for the people that are actually using the product? Or did they do it for investors and trying to acquire more money for this IPO that might be coming? And I'm worried that it might actually be the second.
Wow.
I know.
So they're just going to hit this hard with this campaign, making it look good, and then
get a couple $1 billion and then all of a sudden sell off and then whatever.
It's going to be, this is just...
I mean, let's face it. The people who use this app aren't looking for glitz and glamour. They're not looking to have valuable real estate at the top become bigger so you can see, all the little bubbles inside all the letters. They're not. And that's the sad part. So from a design perspective, I think it looks great. I think it's clever. I think they did a pretty good job. I love the color.
The color is awesome.
But did they do their research? Does it actually solve the problem? I can't say that I think it does.
Can you go back to the original?
Yeah. So again, the original lacks luster. The original, now you look at the original, it does look a little dated. It looks a little simple.
But Snoo looks really good.
Snoo looks fantastic.
Does he almost look better like that?
He looks great, small.
Yeah.
As a favicon, he looks great in the website.
It's clear.
So
you're right. It's
did he need to become 3D and become life? I don't know. And again, I don't think the Reddit users cared.
No, I don't.
In fact, I think they were pissed off.
They're probably more,
yes,
because it does look cuter.
Yeah.
But and also I can't fault the company for not for putting more detail into a logo.
No,
do you know what I mean? Because we're due for
a little
bit
more
something
thought.
like that. Yes,
I agree.
But it's not practical.
And they did more thought. Like I said, I think the font choice was a better font choice. I think the enhancements, even the proportions of the bubble and Snoo to the font itself or to the word mark itself. I think it's much better than the old for sure.
Yeah,
right.
Yes.
So this is a situation where I'm really torn because unfortunately, although creatively, aesthetically, I think it did improve. I think they did. I think there's a lot of great thoughts and ideas that went into this. But I think they missed the mark in thinking who the hell they were designing this for,
right.
and how it's being used.
Yeah, and
ultimately.
How it's being used. Wow.
I know, right? You wouldn't think so. And again, another one from Pentagram, right? Like, guys, I'm not sure. But however, maybe their brief said, hey, fuck the users. We want to IPO at $10 billion.
Exactly.
Make us look like a $10 billion company. And in their defense, maybe that's what happened.
Yeah. And fucking Pentagram's taking $1 million of that anyway.
$1 million. They're taking $1 billion.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's rate this through our little 5 points.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So number one, is it simple? Is it is there does it tell too much of a story? Does it tell enough of a story? Is it just enough to kind of get across what it is?
No, I don't.
Right? The message bubbles, unfortunately, make you have to think, is this a messaging app? Which is not.
Yes.
So it almost makes you wonder what the hell that's for.
What it's for, yes.
It's also there where Snoo is, right?
Yeah.
Snoo, tells another story. So although, there's enough on here that I don't think it stands alone as what it is. If it was a messaging app, I'd be like, great.
This is perfect.
It's not a messaging app.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think it's actually working on the whole simple side.
Yeah.
But is it minimal?
No, I don't think it is.
It's got a skeuomorphism fucking icon there. It's got a character with shading with and that's not. It's obviously not replicating in all uses of him.
Yes,
I don't think it's as minimal as it can be. I mean, the font, of course, it's on a single color. There's no drop shadow.
Right.
There's no flourishes. There's no gradients or anything.
Yep.
But he is, and whether this is a trend that's coming is, Android did it. Is he, is this what they're following? I don't know, but I can't say it's minimal either.
No, it's not.
Is it iconic?
Oh, man. I think you're standing on what was iconic.
Yeah, fair. That's actually a really interesting way of putting it.
Okay, I was just going to say, because I think we're basing that little Snoo guy on what we've seen before.
Yes,
right?
exactly. So we're bringing him, to the next level. I guess we're taking him on. So we're taking an iconic character and making it more iconic. Will this become more iconic in the future? I can't say I think it would. No. I do like the font, and I think that's a nice recognizable font. But, how much of this is going to be iconic? I mean, it's already standing on an iconic figure. So, more or less, I think it's the same, personally.
Yeah.
Is it relevant?
No, absolutely not.
Sadly, it is, I think, the farthest fucking thing from relevant because it's not even the right kind of. I mean,
yes, like
they're messaging
right.
bubbles.
But
it's not a messaging app.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's relevant for the audience, and I think that's what's pissed off a lot of people about this.
That's so obvious.
Yeah. And last but not least, is it timeless? No. I know.
Jesus, judging by our own benchmarks, we hate this logo.
I mean, again, it's true. It is not timeless by any means. Again, it's following the skeuomorphism trend right now of characters, which we're seeing. It might have a few years ahead of it, but
Maybe,
there's going to come a point where people are going to be like, no, either it's going to become fucking bubble letters with drop shadows and highlights and this, or it's going to go back to being a little bit more simplified. But there's no way that we've already seen from history, skeuomorphism is come and it's going to go.
Yeah.
And sadly, Snoo, as adorable as he looks here, he's gone.
He's
soon.
going to be gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, with all this being said, Sean,
Yeah.
do you think that the new Reddit logo is dope or nope? Dope or nope?
That's a nope.
You know,
I hate to say it, but not on what it looks like, but everything that it stands for.
yes, and that's exactly it. I think from an aesthetics standpoint,
It's
right?
good.
It's a beautiful logo.
It's
I
really
think they
nice.
did a great. If I didn't know Reddit,
Yeah.
or if
Yes.
Reddit was like
A
a
message.
messaging app, right?
This would be
great.
home run. Yeah.
It'd be a home run. But the problem is they missed the mark on who the audience is.
Yeah.
They missed the mark on how the app works.
Yeah.
Snoo, as adorable as he is, you can't make him out when he's this big.
Nope.
And again, I don't know if their intent was to build this for the audience. Dude, this is a big no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. However,
Yeah. Okay.
if the intent was make us look like a $10 billion company,
Then,
Yeah,
this-
hey, fuck,
You
man.
got it. With that campaign that's going to be rolled out.
with the beautiful campaign
With
that
the
nobody knows who is going to show up.
Exactly. That font is awesome.
Right, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Again, I love it. And if you saw some of the animations and stuff,
I
they
can't
are
wait.
slick as hell. But again,
That's not.
it's not for the users.
Nope.
I don't think it's going to acquire more users. All that beautiful, all the animations, everything we see are going to attract,
window
little
dressing.
girls and
Yeah,
little boys,
exactly.
right? And little kids who want to follow a cute character on Nickelodeon, not on a serious, thread or an app or a forum like Reddit. So yeah.
That was the hardest nope I've ever had to give.
I know, because it's beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's great.
I was shocked to see it.
Yeah, right. So that's exactly it. So proportionately, it's beautiful. Everything about it I love. But boy, did they miss the mark on the audience. And that's the funny thing. They were all virtually across the entire board, but not because of the design.
Yes.
But because of the actual project itself. And they missed the end user.
Yes.
They missed the mark on who the hell this was for. So
Right.
let us know if you think that the new Reddit logo is dope or nope.